All right. So again, I'll go back to rephrase this, how I graph this real quick on the calculator. So yeah, we found our equation, y equals 5x. All right. Now, again, I taught you this in class. I hope you were paying attention. To be able to graph a function, all we got to go is go to the graph icon here in the calculator. There it is, f1 of x. That's a function, right? We know it's y equals because that's the input output, but we, as discussed in class, in 2.7, fx can also be seen as a y. It's the output. So 5x, here it is. Here's my equation. Now again, as discussed in class, we can get the points from this to be able to help us graph it. How do we do that? We go to menu, table, and now we have all the points. When x is 1, y is 5. When x is 2, y is 10. When x is 3, y is 15, and so forth. Again, notice how it goes negative and positives. So that is how I was able to graph it. As you can see here, I chose the 2 points. I chose the point 0, 0 because that's a fact for direct variation, and I chose the point 1, 5. When x is 1, y was 5. All right? Just wanted to cover that real quick. So let's go to problem number 8. Problem number 8 says, tell whether the two quantities vary directly. Explain your reasoning. The perimeter of an equilateral triangle and the side length of a triangle. So remember, the question is, can you always make a common ratio for any quantity when it comes to talking about direct variation? So if we're adding or multiplying, that'll be a big sign. So looking at this, we have the perimeter of an equilateral triangle. So we can draw that, right? We give ourselves a little visual, right? So we have the perimeter of an equilateral triangle and the side length of the triangle. So again, I'm going to make myself a little image here. If you don't know what an equilateral triangle is, all that is just a triangle with the same 3 sides. And I put that line to say that those are all the length. That's the same length. So we have an equilateral triangle. Equilateral triangle. So again, we can call this x, right? For all I know, right? So what is the perimeter, right? We're talking about perimeter. So perimeter, call it 3x, right? Because it's 3 times the size, right? We have 3 sides, which is the common length, right? Now notice what the first part said. It said, with respect to its side. Well, if the side is x, which we just gave earlier, look at the equation. Perimeter is 3 times the number of x, right? So again, how do you find perimeter? Perimeter is 3 times the length. In this case, it's x, and it's x 3 times because we have the same side 3 times. I said if the side is x, well, 3 times x, this is a direct variation because notice how it follows the same, sorry about that, process. We're multiplying some constant of variation times our input. Notice how there's no plus or minus or anything. We have the same equation with different variables. So this is a direct variation. So looking at here, this, yes, they vary directly. When one quantity increases, the other one also increases, which we just saw in the equation.